placement or the on-campus scene is not super cool there, and I did that internship. It was for one supermarket related to data analysis. That's what brought me into this data science picture. What I think was like the era of Gen AI and everything, we should give a little more time to the NLP side of things. And I was like, okay, maybe this data science is really not for freshers, and let's just give up. This formula of x plus 3, I really like this formula. So this is like your current experience plus 3.
Imagine coming out from a tier 3 college and no jobs after completing your graduation, no on-campus placement. Then how difficult will it be for any student and for any fresher, specifically when he is ambitious to become a data scientist? And this is the same story of Jayesh, our today's guest. With his hard work, with his passion for data science, he finally proved that this can be achieved, and if you have the right mindset, you can crack off-campus data scientist job opportunities. And he finally did it. So he will be sharing all his experience today. So this is a must-watch podcast for all the aspiring data scientists who are dreaming to become a data scientist and land in a high-paying job, but having no right guidance and mindset about this thing, that how to approach it and how to actually do it. He will be sharing everything with you, including the interview experience, how he made the projects, how he got the job opportunities, all those important things. So make sure to watch it till the very end, and at the end, if you find it informative, make sure to give likes in the big numbers and share it with your fellow friends who want to become the data scientist. And if you're among those people who want to become a data engineer or data analyst or data scientist and want to crack high paying tech jobs and still struggling that how to actually do it, then don't worry. We at Grow Data Skills have covered everything for you. I have personally used my more than 7+ years of data engineering experience in order to curate these high quality data engineering boot camps, which are practical based, because I hate theory. So I have curated these boot camps where 20% theory and 80% practical hands-on projects. And these are not traditional data engineering boot camps where you are limited to few number of tech stack. I have actually made it based on the industry, based on the demand by the companies and what kind of skill sets they are looking from you. I am covering things from basic to advanced like SQL, Hadoop, Hive, GCP, Airflow, MongoDB, Cassandra, Databricks, Snowflake, BigQuery, data warehousing, data modeling, Azure, AWS, and more than 20+ industry level top-notch data engineering projects along with the CI/CD. And this is not just a bootcamp, because you will be getting dedicated doubt support from my side, the networking community over the Discord, the quizzes, assignments, solutions, interview preparation material, LinkedIn preparation, resume preparation, and tons of things at a very affordable price. And most important, no fake promises and no scams. If you want to become a data scientist, we have covered that one as well with a dedicated basic to advanced project oriented data science bootcamp. There will be separate bootcamps for the machine learning projects end to end with the deployment over the cloud, CI/CD, similarly generative AI projects and dedicated data science projects which are industry level, and you can add in your GitHub profile and create a really amazing portfolio to get good number of job opportunities. Similarly, if you want to become a data analyst, we have dedicated end-to-end basic to advanced data analyst bootcamp as well, and we have covered things like the SQL, Python, Excel, statistics, Power BI end-to-end. Then we have separate thing for the Tableau dedicated projects. AI integration is there, Copilot related thing is there. So you will be AI enabled data analyst at the end of these boot camps. So what are you waiting for? If your aspiration is to become top-notch data professional, then be a part of these boot camp today. I have given the link in the description. Every single detail is mentioned in the description, or you can visit www.growdataskills.com. And if you have any query which you want to get resolved quickly, then make sure to call us or drop a WhatsApp message on this given number. And on your screen, you can see that how we are changing the lives of the aspiring data professional. These numbers of our students itself speak about our success, how we are delivering these successful results with our high quality boot camps. Great. So thank you so much, Jayesh, for joining me in this podcast. Really excited to have you and discuss more about your journey in the data science, that too as a fresher. But it would be really good if you can give a short introduction to our audience, anything about your educational background and your professional background.
My name is Jayesh 𝗝cie𝗶𝗶. So I recently passed out in 2023 as a BTech CS guy, and currently I'm working in 𝗲𝗶 as a data science engineer.
Let's talk something about your college life. Like you mentioned, you passed out from a CS background. So how was your college journey? What happened? How things were going for you during that time? What challenges did you face as a student, as a fresher? And how did you figure out during your college time that yes, you love data science?
Okay, so I graduated from 𝗃𝗏 University. So it's a tier 3 college, and the placement or the on-campus scene is not super cool there. But yeah, so the main thing was about the data science was like I was exploring like the fields. Though I first started with this web development, then like kind of software side of things, and then there was one hackathon where I decided that okay, maybe I should try something else other than the web development. So then there was one internship. So it was a COVID time, and I did that internship. It was for one supermarket related to data analysis and something like that. So yeah, that's what brought me into this data science picture. And then in almost second and third year, I figured out okay, the data science and data engineering are the two aspects that I really want to pursue. Yeah.
And you mentioned about an internship as well. So how did it happen? Like, did you get in your college itself, or some alumni, or maybe something else? So how did you get that internship?
So the internship was online. So few of my friends were from Germany, and we were into this trading stuff. So he brought this thing to me that okay, I have one opportunity in my company. So that was a paid internship for as a data analyst. So that helped me exploring. So it was about R and Python, more of an R. So it was really interesting. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, and what was the stipend?
The stipend was they were offering $100 that time per month, and it was for
Per month, $100.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, as a college students, I mean, you got learnings and some pocket money, so that's cool. Now, Jayesh, talking about your first job, like you have started your career as a full-time data scientist now. So after college, like how did you get your first job as a data scientist? Because you mentioned there was no placement seen in your college. You did not even get any job offer or campus placement. How did you prepare for the data scientist role after completing your college?
Okay, so the roadmap was quite, we can say lots of ups and downs. But the thing about the placement was something like, so I was following this data science guides and data engineering guides. I was like used to watch all of the podcast from the e-learning bridge channel, and like in my college also, it was not about much seen about the data engineering. More like very rarely people were knew about okay, there is something data engineering, and it's as you said, it's a combination of coding plus a good data sync. So if there is SD who's just bored with doing coding, and he wants to do something creative, then data engineering is the side. So that's something I got to know about the channel. But again, from the placement perspective, I was following this referrals plus so there are some agencies, so they help building your LinkedIn profile and help you know about the job posting. So that's how I got job posting, and I applied via portal itself. So
And what about that step-by-step roadmap. There are tons of things in the data science, to be very honest, and you are pretty much aware about it. So I want you to tell them what exactly worked out for you and what they need to focus on, right? If somebody is starting from zero in the data science role.
Okay, so one thing I really understand quite late was like, if we want to make sure that our data science skills should be proper, or our basics should be clear, then I strongly suggest we should do our we should start our data science specific journey with the MATLAB, because it will help our basics to get more clear. So Python is also good, but Python will help our career to go on. But as a fresher, everyone what expect they basically is like, okay, you should well aware of the basics, or your foundation skills should be as good as it can. So that's the thing, main thing, like I would suggest. The first thing is like programming, and if not possible with the MATLAB, we can of course go with the Python itself. Then after Python, I would highly recommend the SQL thing, because it will help us to communicate with the data, and the well communication we have, the well understanding we can get. And after that, the main thing would be something like the machine learning and NLP. But like what I think was like the era of Gen AI and everything, we should like give a little more time to the NLP side of things. And apart from that, what I really feel is like you should like really well aware of the data engineering, because this is the demand after all. So I would suggest that the spark and think of.
How did you get job opportunities after completing your college? Like, how were you applying for these jobs, and how frequently you were getting the interview calls? So maybe all the different channels which you use, please share that, like what you used and which thing worked out really well for you for this job hunting process.
Okay, so first I will talk about the portals. So first portal I would give shout out to is the naukri.com. And the second one was like the Telegram channel. There is one Telegram channel, Go Careers. And then there is one agency, the First Bridge Solution. They also provide this job, like good placement assistance, like in terms of your profile building and everything. Then what really worked for me was like the referrals. The direct referral you get is like, for example, there is a good guy, but company don't know about you or your skills, so your resume won't even reach to that table no matter how good are you. So that's the thing. Like this is especially for the tier 3 colleges, because no one know, or even if your resume gets selected, then maybe your college is the thing that might like vanish your chances, I would say. But again, there is no barrier if we have the referral side of things. So there is one networking strategy. So the cold emails, LinkedIn, which is the best resources we can have. And then there is also one thing which me and my friends do, was like go to an in-person networking. So what we do is like there are some places of what we can say of famous places vacationing, where we have this co-working cafes. So we used to go to the Goa, the Karnataka's Gokarna, and the places, and there we used to meet some IT guys, and then the networking, the bond we share, that's awesome. And this is the easiest way to get referral, I guess. Cold email people can ignore, this cannot. So yeah,
absolutely. But I love this last strategy which you talked about, the in-person networking. It's very helpful. Maybe quick question, like how soon you started using LinkedIn? Because in my college I did not even know this something which LinkedIn exists, which I can leverage at its best, maybe to get the referrals, or even to get the job opportunities. So were you using LinkedIn to get the referrals, reaching out to people, maybe hiring managers, recruiters? So how helpful that was?
So my first introduction with the LinkedIn was in 2017, where so my brother is into robotics, so he used to share me the videos. So I asked, what is this app? So he said that this is a Facebook of developers. So okay, that's how I got to know about the LinkedIn. And then in the second year, I was very active in the LinkedIn. So that's the thing. And referral strategies and all, I used to get these templates and everything from the podcast, from your channel itself. So yeah.
Cool. So what about rejections, man? Because I believe this journey would not have that easy for you. Like you applied through referral, you applied through career page, you applied through Naukri, and everyone was giving you interview calls. So what was your state of mind when you were applying, you were not getting the response, or maybe interviewed and after 1 or 2 rounds you got rejected? As a fresher, as a complete beginner, how did you deal with that one? Because now I'm working professional. Let's say if I go for a particular interview and I get rejected, I don't feel bad for it, because as I said, right, I am a matured IT professional. I have seen multiple rejection. But as a fresher, how did you feel about it? Just share your state of mind.
Yeah, so I don't know, but like when I started, it was almost the starting of fourth year. So that time rejection is not that hard, but as soon as the degree session of yours is about to end, then the rejection feels really hard. So I was continuously applying and getting rejection. Then somehow from the portal also, like I got a call from Google for their data analyst internship, but again in the second round I got eliminated. Then there was one big event, so I got selected into this Amex. So then from the Amex thing, my interview went well, everything went as good as it can, but again at the time of joining letter, something happened, and the COVID and layoffs again, so it was kind of a rejection as well. Then I almost gave up, and I went to Chennai for the Pfizer's interview. It was called statistical programmer. And I was like, okay, maybe this data science is really not for freshers, and let's just give up. And then after that interview, I realized, okay, why I should give up on this dream? Maybe let's try one more time. And then I used to apply through portals, but again it was like 80% rejection, 20% and if it's from referral also, they get that, okay, the college maybe is we don't hire from the tier 3 college. And the second thing was like the freshers. But then there was one thing with this FIS, and after interview process, so it was.
How did you create your portfolio as an aspiring data scientist? What kind of projects played an important role in interviews, and how did you find this type of projects? Because a lot of freshers reach out to me for this question specifically. So if you can help them, that how did you do that, it would be really helpful.
The main thing I would say which really worked for me is like this formula of x plus 3. I really like this formula. So this is like your current situation or your current experience plus 3. So you can see, for example, I'm a fresher, so my x will be 0. So I want to target every position, like what I want to aspire. So in my case it will be data scientist. So I will look into the people from 2 to 3 years of experience, and I will check it out on LinkedIn, the job roles, what are the things expected, and what the people are actually doing. So for example, if I go to any person's page and there is this thing, they explain like what they are doing currently in their job role. So for example, if there is a guy who has 5 years of experience, and like in his previous company he might have done some projects, or like for example in your case you always post blogs or something like that, then you know okay what kind of projects these guys are doing. From that we can know okay the SQL is what we should give more attention, and then the Python, and along with that the PySpark as well. And then the we can say one thing it was booming at that time was like this beautiful soap. So it the web scraping, that was a boom at that time. So these are the things we get and we can plan accordingly. So that's what I did. So for that like I designed something like this. So I kept only one language for the programming, it was Python. Then I focused on these machine learning things, and I choose NLP for the specialization. Then after that I picked the PySpark, and again after that I picked for cloud I picked AWS.
Cool. And about the portfolio, like you were putting your projects on GitHub or somewhere?
Yes, I used to post it on GitHub, and there are like some things. So for example, I'm creating a data pipeline, or I'm creating a MLOps pipeline. So what I used to do was like after the successful execution, I used to record the entire thing, and that recording I kept that recording handy as well, and also posting the code files on GitHub. So for example, I have a project related to CDC or Kafka, then I would do something like this, because then I have to shut down this containers and everything. So that's why.
Can you share your complete interview process for the data scientist role? Means how many rounds in general were there, and in each round what kind of questions they were asking, because you were complete fresher. So your interview experience will help the audience to understand about the expectation from a fresher.
So the first round was the technical round, and in that they gave us a Merkle test. So in that we were having 3 tests. So first was related to the aptitude, the numerical questions. Then it was something related to logical reasoning questions, and then we were having some technical questions which were purely based on SQL, and like few of them were related to data analysis. So like how would you do this, or what is your analysis, or something like that, based on the aggregation or something like that. So it was involving SQL plus numerical reasoning. And in the second round it was a technical interview. So in the technical interview it was around 1.5 hours. So in that also they first asked me about the Python, and there were few coding questions regarding Python. Then they asked me a few SQL questions. Then they also gave me one case, and in that case it was also related to SQL itself. And after that there were few questions regarding the ML only, and there was one question I remember, it was regarding the regression problem. And they asked me okay which model or you will use. So that was one question. And after that there was one manager round. So in that specifically the behavior question plus the questions related to cloud.
So and after that HR discussion, salary, and final job letter. Like usually freshers complain that companies are not hiring freshers for the data scientist role. They only need experienced candidates. So based on your overall experience, maybe starting from your day zero into the data science till getting the first full-time job offer, what is your take on this part? How realistic this statement is? Or maybe those guys who are complaining about this thing are lacking something which is not letting them to get a data scientist job?
I have a different take on this. So maybe it's not about the lacking part, but you can say the definition of these jobs have changed over the past couple of years. So for example, if so let's say about the cloud engineer. So as we are coming into this era, the cloud engineer jobs are no more there. And for example, we used to talk about the like what kind of job you will get or what kind of task you will do in the company was like a cloud migration task, something like that. But now it's about the batch processing versus CDC, this kind of stuff we used to get. So it's like the requirement has changed. So that's why I said like what people are doing, where you want to reach is more important. So in that case I would say, so if I'm applying for a data scientist role and I'm only focusing on data science skills, nothing else, then it will of course overkill me. I have to look into the data analyst things, I have to look into the Power BI side of things, I need to look into the data engineering side of things, I need to prepare for my Spark, like amount of attention I'm giving to the machine learning, I'm giving to the Python, I need to give that much attention to PySpark as well, because then it will be a full stack kind of thing. And these skills if we take, then surely you will get a break, like for sure.
One last question for you, Jayesh, and obviously all these freshers are looking for this answer as well, that okay, there are very high numbers quoted for the data scientists, that they are earning in crores, like maybe 50 LPA as a fresher, entry level fresher. So maybe as per your experiences, you've gone through multiple interviews, so in general what you observed, that for a aspiring data scientist or a for fresher data scientist, how much these companies are paying for data scientist role?
So if the company, we say a mid cap to large cap company, I think the numbers are really big. So for example, on an average, what I have seen, or like in the companies I have applied, I seen the packages for the freshers was something around 8 to 16.
Great. I guess that is what I just wanted to know from you, Jayesh, specifically touching upon your journey as a data scientist, as a fresher. So thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your wonderful experience with all of us, that how you made this thing possible and got a job in the data science domain as a fresher, and your experience will be really helpful for all the folks who are in the same journey. So a very big thanks from my side and from the entire audience side for coming here and sharing your wonderful experience. So that is what I had for all of you in this amazing podcast. I'm pretty sure you have enjoyed this entire journey of Jayesh, at how he did it, coming from a tier 3 college and becoming a data scientist, that too off campus job opportunity. So hats off to his efforts. If you find it informative and motivating, then make sure to like it in the big numbers. If you have any thoughts, opinion, make sure to put it in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the notification icon. And as I said, if you are an aspiring data engineer or a data scientist or data analyst and still struggling to find the right path and the right bootcamp for you, then make sure to check it out on the www.growdataskills.com. I have given all the important details in the description as well. Do check it right now or contact us on this given number. So see you soon with another amazing podcast. Till then, just keep exploring data.